All right, here with Ken Adkins of the Independence Lady Patriots. Winner today, 8-0. Ken, and I got to start this. Your freshman pitcher, Payton Boothe, did a heck of a job. Just talk about her performance today.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, and she's a great kid, but if you ask Payton Boothe today, she'll tell you she had a horrible day. I was calling pitches. I didn't know where they were going, and neither did she. But she is a serious individual when it comes to everything she does. So, and I tried to joke with her that she wasn't hitting spots today. And so, if you notice, she got behind in some counts. We weren't getting the ball where we wanted to, but she battled through that, and that's what makes a great pitcher, is someone who on their bad day still can get people out. And so that was her today. And she is going to be a great pitcher. But I march out my freshman, that's come out here in the biggest rivalry in our county in softball. That's a lot, and she knows that. And so, even though she's not from here, she knows what the stakes are when Shady and Independence play. So it was a lot, and I was proud of her. I mean, it was a great job to come out there and get a win, and so I commend her for that. But she will tell you this was not her best day.
Third inning, 3 straight home runs. I mean, we all know the power numbers, and I'll get to Jenna Joyce in just a second, but she led it off with a home run. You get 3.
I think I had 3 home runs in a inning one time here, and I know I've had 3 in a game, but I've never had a back-to-back-to-back. And what the funny thing about that is, JR's daughter, Savannah, that's the second one he's been through, and his daughter, Savannah, when she was at Wyoming East, hit the 3rd home run in a back-to-back-to-back. And so today, Payton hits the 3rd home run of a back-to-back-to-back. So that was kind of neat. I'd never had it happen before here. But, we didn't start out with good swings on the ball, I didn't think, in the first inning. And then that inning, it seemed like we kind of got our timing, stayed back, and those were really good swings on the softball. So that's what I was proudest of. So,
given that you've outscored teams 18-1 in the first 4 games, you didn't get that out. But do you think Shady's pitchers did a pretty good job?
I thought they did. I thought their first pitcher was pretty decent. You're going to have some. I mean, people are going to play well. You know what I mean? And that. Listen, the unique thing about that team today was Shady. Like, I didn't know any of those kids, and we play them every year, twice a year, without fail. We've played them 4 times a year for the last several years, and that's a completely different team than they've marched out there the last few. Now, a couple of them are here now, but still, that's a good, solid nucleus of a team, and they're young, and I know they have kids coming, so the future's probably bright for them, and they'll be a lot better too. This is their second game. We've played a few games. This is their second game. Coaching changes and personnel changes. That doesn't just happen. If it was a professional team, everybody would be saying, well, you got to give them to the middle of the season. And it's a high school team, and everybody thinks you should just jump right out there and be, wide open. But to me, it looked like a pretty good team. I watched them warm up. They do a good job. They turned a double play in the infield. Catcher's got a great arm.
Third baseman caught a couple of rockets too.
Yeah. So to me, it was a good team.
One of those players that's over here now is Jenna Joyce, and she's off to just a heck of a start. I talked to her and I said, what'd you go? She says 2 for 3. I said, your average dropped. If your average drops when you're 2 for 3, doesn't really matter what part of the season that is. That's saying something about the start you're on.
I tell them not to worry over it. I watch I come in here every day with a whole. I could pull it out there and show you what our batting averages were today coming into the game, what our batting averages are with runners in scoring position. Yesterday coming into the game, this is the first time we have left the bases loaded in 5 games, and even in the scrimmage. But I was disappointed we left the bases loaded. Our batting average coming into the game with runners in scoring position was .662. So, and that's given that you've got some kids that are down there 0. I mean, that's how good these kids have been in crunch time when it mattered. So, you know, you got kids that are batting, I don't know, well over, and we don't count errors. I mean, we're strict about this, and we've got kids that are just pounding the ball. Now, has the competition been good? No, it is not. And I told the kids that your reality will come, but you still have to go out there and swing the bat and put the ball in play. And so,
well, the next game against Logan should be a good one.
It should be. It should be. We're a little beat up. I've got, you know, I had Kenzie Pierce went out there today and couldn't even start the game in the outfield for me. You know, sore, and Jenna's been beat up. She was beat up through the summer, and then she dove for a ball down at Lincoln County in the scrimmage, and she was sore for a few days from that.
She's beating the ball up now.
But listen, the ball is sore. I told her dad today I needed to renegotiate our deal because this $160 a dozen balls is getting expensive. But I said I didn't think this through. But probably hitting wise, off to as hot a start as I've ever had a team start. And we'll see. You know, the schedule gets much more difficult as we go along. I really put a lot of emphasis on getting regional games in. We're well out in front on that deal. We're 4-0 in the region. I think the next closest team is 1-1. So, you know, that was a big deal to us to try to get these regional games in early, and then, you know, we'll focus on getting better for the end.
Kenny, always appreciate it. Thank you.
Man.